mis consejo
My name is Ben Grauer. I'd like to tell you something about a faith that is 4,000 years old. That faith is Judaism. Here to help me tell you that story is Rabbi Avraham Soltis. Rabbi Soltis, what would you say is the essence of Judaism?
The essence of Judaism, Ben, is the belief in the one eternal God. We practice our faith in the synagogue or temple. You see, the temple has a threefold function. As a house of prayer, a house of study, and a house of assembly.
A house of prayer, a house of study, and a house of assembly.
Yes, a house to pray to God, a house for the study of His Word, and for assembly and fellowship and brotherhood.
Rabbi Soltis, there are many shades of belief and custom in Christianity. What are some of those in Judaism?
Our basic belief and the ideals of Judaism are the same. But through the years, many of our faith have chosen to modify some of their practices. Today, there are three major branches of Judaism. The Reform has changed the most to the present-day environment. The Orthodox tends to cling more closely to their traditions. And between these two positions is the Conservative.
The Orthodox clings closer to the traditions of the past. Could you give us an example of this difference in custom?
Well, one variation in custom is that the Orthodox and conservative Jews pray with their heads covered, while most Reformed Jews do not. There are many more variations, of course.
Your own is a Reformed congregation, is it not, Rabbi?
Yes, it is.
Are there any variations in synagogue buildings?
There are variations in synagogue buildings, but they bear no essential relationship to the differences in custom. Let me show you.
Oh, so you have some photos.
For example, here's a modern type of building in Houston, Texas. And here's a colonial synagogue in Worcester, Massachusetts. Here's the famous old Touro Synagogue in Newport, Rhode Island, which was built in 1763. This one is my temple, Shari Tefillah, in East Orange, New Jersey.
What does the Shari Tefillah mean?
It means gates of prayer. Here we worship. Here we usher in the Sabbath.
Why do the Jews celebrate the Sabbath on Friday night and Saturday, Rabbi, instead of on Sunday?
Well, you recall that it says in the Bible that God rested on the seventh day, which is Saturday according to the biblical tradition, and therefore that is the Sabbath.
Why does the Jewish Sabbath begin at sundown?
In Genesis, the first book of the Bible, it says, and there was evening, and there was morning. So the Sabbath began in the evening.
Rabbi, you say a temple is a house of prayer. What would you say is the substance of the Jewish prayers?
Well, let's go to the temple and hear something.
Our prayers express our faith in the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man.
My house shall be a house of prayer for all people. May all, created in thine image, recognize that they are brethren.
Our faith is the origin of faith.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Keep my tongue from evil and my lips from speaking guile. We fervently pray that corruption and evil shall give way to purity and goodness.
grant us peace, thy most precious gift. O thou eternal source of peace.
Judaism is a religion of justice.
Let justice gush forth like water, and righteousness like a mighty stream.
Judaism is a religion of freedom.
Proclaim liberty throughout the land, unto all the inhabitants thereof.
Those words are on our Liberty Bell.
Judaism is a way of life.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Those are some of the prayers of our Sabbath service. Do you know what this is?
Why, yes, isn't that the eternal light that hangs over the ark in the synagogue?
Yes, the oil goes in here. You see, the temple is never in complete darkness. This oil lamp is a symbol of God's inextinguishable presence, which never departs from man.
Rabbi, we've seen the temple as a house of prayer. Now, what is its function as a house of study?
In our temple, Ben, we teach our children the faith of our forefathers. They start at the age of 6 or even younger. Here's a group of youngsters at study. They're learning the watchword of our faith. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
How long is the course in the temple religious school?
10 years.
What are the children taught?
This varies somewhat. Generally, courses are given in the Jewish Bible, known to Christians as the Old Testament. Courses in Jewish history, in ethics, religion, and literature. There are also courses in Hebrew, the language in which the Bible was written. The children here are being taught by modern methods. This is a miniature Torah, a very old one. The Torah, the Hebrew word for teaching, is written on a scroll and kept in the ark in the temple. It contains the first 5 books of Moses, the foundation of the Judeo-Christian heritage. When a boy is bar mitzvah, which means son of the commandment, he reads from the Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamavorah. Praise ye the Lord, to whom all praise is due.
On reaching the age of 13, a Jewish boy in most synagogues is admitted as a member of the congregation. He reads from the Torah and from the prophets, demonstrating his ability to interpret the teachings of the fathers.
Behold, a good doctrine has been given unto you. Forsake it not.
That was the bar mitzvah. Are Jewish boys and girls also confirmed?
Yes, Ben. Most of them usually are. The age of 15. Their study of Judaism leads to the confirmation service. This is held in the spring, on the anniversary of the date when Moses received the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai.
Are the words which God commanded unto the children of Israel amid the thunders and lightnings of Sinai. These are the words which he commanded unto all the children of men, that they might hearken and obey.
I am the Lord thy God.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Thou shalt not commit murder.
Thou shalt not steal.
These are the laws of our faith. Today, we accept them as the laws of our life.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause the light of his countenance to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift up his countenance upon you and grant you peace.
It is a study that extends through adult life and never ends.
Rabbi, we've seen how a temple is a house of prayer and a house of study. How is it a house of assembly?
Well, something is always going on in the temple. Meetings of our brotherhood, sisterhood, youth groups, and other organizations working for the temple and the community.
Let's take a look. Here's a brotherhood lecture forum. Here's a sisterhood project for the blind. This man is reading a book they have made into Braille. Here's a scout troop made up of boys of several faiths meeting in the temple. Now, may I invite you to be a witness to a wedding? Will you repeat after me? Behold,
Behold,
I, David, take thee, Ruth, with this ring, to be my wife. You kiss the bride.
From birth to death, the temple is a vital force in the faith of the Jew. When he's born, we honor his name from the pulpit. Here in the temple, he receives his religious training. Here he worships. Here he is married, and his love is blessed. And when he passes on, his memory is called to mind in the temple each year on the anniversary of his death.
here we remember our dear departed. For them the memorial lamp constantly burns.
For the spirit of man is a lamp of the Lord.
So there we have the threefold purpose of the temple as a house of prayer, a house of study, and a house of assembly.
Yes, as it states in our prayer book, it is a tree of life to them that lay hold of it, and the supporters thereof are happy. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace.
The motion picture you have just seen was made to tell your story so that your Christian neighbors might have a better understanding of Jews and of Judaism. The Jewish Chautauqua Society and its sponsoring group, the National Federation of Temple Brotherhoods, plans more films like this, visual dramatizations of the story of your faith. Hundreds of television stations, as a public service, will donate time for the showing of these films. Thus, millions of people will see them, will learn authentic facts about Judaism. The only cost to your Chautauqua Society is that of producing and distributing the film. This requires your support. And I know that you'll give that support gladly, because these are your films, this is your story. All we ask of you is to be a member of the Jewish Chautauqua Society. And if you already are a member, get your friends to be members too. In this way, we can guarantee more motion pictures like this one. Motion pictures that will show millions of people. This is our faith.